is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
From what day you may find out, certain people not like me. Everyone focus bag a thing now.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Janae's Uniform Center, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
Me just do it like Nike. Them want buys and make sure me thing up. Plus me and them girlfriend a link up. That way you did that when they think tough. No.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
You got it locked and loaded to the Friday, August 2nd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. Happy Friday, everybody. It's the weekend. And you know, like I always tell you, all work and no play makes you a dull person. All work and no play makes you a dull person. All play and no work makes you broke. So you got to find it's the happy medium. Yeah. So love yourself. And we got lots to talk about on this Friday. Obviously, we're going to go over the top, 3 or maybe more big stories of the week. I'm going to open up the lines, let you chime in. And here's how you become a talking head. Text lines powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines are open, 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259 here in New Providence. Toll free in any one of the family islands, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. Stream us live, take us wherever you want to go, GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. BTC Flow Channel 612, Cable Channel 969. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on for fresh news, smart talk all day, right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. And this Friday, check out the headlines.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
And here's what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views of Madison since 1844. All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. New arrivals in stock right now. Casual, formal, and all the accessories to go along with. So be sure to check them out. Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza. For you Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Simply check them out online, finethreads.com. Do your shopping online, then arrange for pickup at any one of those convenient Fine Thread locations. All right, here's what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian. News and Views in Madison since 1844. Worries over future of sandals workers. Did we not mention this earlier in the week that this could end up being an issue about how things are handled? You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we got to make sure Bahamians aren't at stake in all of this. Ferguson says anxious staff members have called him for help. Story by Tanika Thompson. President of the Trade Union Congress, TUC, Obie Ferguson, said yesterday he's concerned about the impending temporary closure of Sandals, Emerald Bay, and Exuma and the impact on staff, urging the government to pass laws to protect Bahamian workers from these scenarios. The more than 400 workers at Sandals, Emerald Bay are not represented by a union, although Ferguson said many of them would like to be, adding some worried staff members have reached out to him for help. I'm very concerned because Sandals management, along with our local people, they decided to do the same thing here in Nassau. Referring to the 3-month closure of Sandals Royal Bahamian in New Providence 8 years ago. More than 600 workers at that property were made redundant. Sandals Royal Bahamian prepared to undergo extensive renovations. The resort reopened that November. So, we got to watch this play out. Because obviously, when you get to negotiations like this, you slap somebody with a $30 million tax bill, they're going to react. They're going to respond. First of all, you shouldn't have let that bill run up that high, because that's our money. And just like everybody else got to pay tax, they need to pay tax too. You or I miss a tax, we got issues. They need to pay the tax. But at the same time, it shouldn't be done in a way where it now jeopardizes jobs. Because this right now, there's now, more layers to this onion. What else is going on? Businessman acquitted of rape of teen. Businessman Henry Richard Nixon Jr. broke down in tears yesterday after a jury acquitted him of unlawful sexual intercourse. The 61-year-old owner of Cover Up Bahamas has been accused of sexually assaulting a 15-year-old American tourist at the Bahamas on April 4, 2021. The jury of 7 women and 2 men took 15 minutes to reach their decision of not guilty, 8-1. According to the teen's father, he met Nixon naked on top of his daughter. The father said he pushed him off and said, "Get off her. She's only 15. Father said Nixon replied, "I thought she was 21. Nonetheless, Nixon was acquitted yesterday of all charges. Tropical disturbance. Story by Rachel Scott. A typical August, the big boats would have already been a day into their first voyage of the lobster season, but yesterday on Long Island, where the lobster industry is a primary economic driver, they were still in Salt Pond Harbor for the season's opening, with fishermen anxiously watching the weather forecast. And that we all must do. And we need to be prepared. Don't wait till it's 20 minutes out. You need to go get prepared now. Because you know how these things go. Tropical depression today. Hurricane 20 minutes later today. So, do your due diligence. Stay on top of things. Virgin Atlantic to end Bahamas flights in early 2025. Story by Chester Robots. Following a network interview, Virgin Atlantic announced that it will suspend operations to the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos in 2025, favoring increased frequency to other Caribbean destinations and South Africa, according to an article published by Travel Weekly. According to information in the article, Virgin's final flight to Turks and Caicos will depart on February 21st next year, while the final flight to the Bahamas will leave on February 23rd, 2025. Wow. There you go. So now we got to find let's check the text lines real quick. Naughty, great show as usual. Safe to say this holiday and Question Day is more important to a Bahamian Emancipation Day or Independence Day, and also which one is King of the Beach Day? None of the above. Just love yourself, man. Whatever works for you in your mind, let it work and enjoy your holiday safely and to the fullest. Naughty, if Brave wants 2 terms as a PM, he needs to make a holiday in September and November. He would gain 35% popularity with the voters for just adding those 2 extra holidays. I can see you all ain't got no time on this Friday. You all done fired up in the weekend mode. All right, that's a wrap on your headlines right there. We'll get to the break. Flip side of the break, we get into the buzz, all brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. Phone lines are open. Text lines are open. Let me know what you buzzing on. Lots to talk about from last week. Yeah, so let's revisit it. We'll go down the line and check it out. You got BPL to talk about. We got more murder. More extenuating circumstances to these murders. Folks talking about our police force. Yeah. We still don't have a sale for the hotel in Grand Bahama. We're talking about all these tourists arriving. What's the spend? Are we making millions off the millions that are coming, or are we still just making change? And there's all that money going elsewhere, like the private islands. Out of the break as the Friday, August 2nd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Bahamas. Salzburg wants you to join us as we celebrate our amazing Bahamian athletes as they head to Paris for the 2024 Olympic Games. As a truly Bahamian company, we're cheering loud and proud for our incredible team. Join us this summer as we raise a toast to their hard work and dedication as they proudly represent our flag, our country, our peer, our athletes. Here's to bringing home the gold. Good luck, Team Bahamas. Salzburg. Truly Bahamian. Drink responsibly.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
We a bucket together when everybody out. Fried chicken we a pre bucket for the crowd. Share a bucket together, everybody go live. Crispy original when we online. Bucket together under the new dance craze.
Hot KFC Summer Bucket Deals. 8 pieces of your favorite fried chicken and 4 buttery biscuits with options to add family fries, a 2-liter switcher, and 4 pineapple biscuits, starting at $20. KFC, it's finger licking good.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama Market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News Sales Representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
The meeting is called to order.
Josh will now provide us with the financial update. Josh?
A power outage now? Shucks.
Power outages are often unpredictable. Be prepared and power up your home with financing from CIBC Caribbean. We offer up to 100% financing on renewable energy systems for your home. Conditions apply. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/renewable energy loans for more information and to apply online.
The Guardian Media Group has your ticket to Paris.
On your marks, get set.
Join Guardian Radio 96.9 and Hot 91 FM and follow Team Bahamas from paradise to Paris. Live comprehensive updates on Team Bahamas every day during the 2024 Summer Olympics. We are your ticket to Paris. Nassau Guardian Sports Editor Sheldon Longley will be trackside, bringing you closest to our athletes in their quest for gold. From paradise to Paris. The 2024 Summer Olympics live updates brought to you by gold sponsors, the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, Jimmy Wines and Spirits, distributors of refreshing Sands beer, silver sponsor Executive Motors, and the bronze sponsors Hertz Rent-A-Car, Nagico Insurance, Bay Street Garage, Nassau Motors, your Chevy and Honda dealers, and New Life Natural. Let the games begin.
Stephen Gardner alongside 100-meter hurdler Devon Charlton.
You're listening to Talkin' Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for the buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
We're back at you on the Friday, August 2nd edition of Talking Heads. Time to slide into the John's got everything back to school for you. Shoes, all right? You got your school shoes, you got your athletic wear, you got all the accessories to go along with that, in addition to your book bags, lunch boxes, and of course they got a great promotion going on where you can win some great, laptops and tablets and so on and so forth. So be sure to go into John's, both locations, John's Plaza, Carmichael, and the flagship store over there on Rosetta. All right, and get all your back to school on with John's. We're serving you is a pleasure. And don't forget, both those locations available for you 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Saturday. All right. What y'all buzzing on? Lines are open. Let me know what y'all buzzing on. Lots to talk about. I think the hottest thing going on right now today, a lot of people up in arms, getting the updates. And big up to Sheldon Longley doing big things, making sure that we get our updates from Paris, from France, from the Olympics, and on Team Bahamas. But listen, a lot of people upset. A lot of people fired up. First of all, you ought to have to understand that when we qualified here, okay, we had to use Stevie and Shawnee. That was the bug. That was the main reason why we qualified. Ms. Adderley filled in the gap because of number situation and travel situation. And then we had the whole Olympic gate with third being replaced by fifth and not being able to run. And both of those young ladies should have gone, but they should have just added Ms. Adderley to the team. As we look at it today, here we have it. In their heat, Team Bahamas. In the mixed 4x400. Last. 3 minutes, 14 seconds, 58 seconds. 0.58 seconds, sorry. 3 minutes, 14 seconds. 3 minutes, 14 seconds, 0.58. Okay? USA won, France came second, Belgium came third, Jamaica came fourth, Poland came fifth, Switzerland came sixth, Kenya came seventh, and the Bahamas came 8th. And that was round 1, heat 1, and we are done. So what did this amount to be? Did this turn out to be just a grandiose trip, free trip on our dime? Because obviously now you don't qualify, you don't run anymore. So there it is. Team Bahamas failed to qualify for the 4x400 mixed relay semis. The team made up of Wendell Miller, Alonzo Russell, Quincy Penn, and Javonia Valquat ran 3 minutes, 14 seconds, 0.58 in Heat 1. And like we say, one and done. And no disrespect to the athletes, I'm sure they put their best effort out. It just wasn't meant to be. But do you think all of the news and the buzz in the market ahead of the Olympics, do you think it had an effect on this particular team? And we're not talking sports early. This is just something that, a lot of people texting me about right now. I mean, we still got lots of sports to talk about in the 5 o'clock, which we will. I agree, Naughty. This amounts to one big free trip. That's what it seems like, a free trip. Naughty, Ash Shelton with the mixed 4x400 team will do the rest of the trip in Paris. Will they just be sightseeing? I guess so. But they don't have any more races to run because they're done. Here's another one that's jumping. Now, let's get to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Is that me?
Talking Heads.
Is stuck in a race along with you, Naughty.
Hey, what's going on, Brayman?
We need justice, law, and order in the Bahamas here, especially in Spence Street off Mason's Edition. Naughty, let me ask you something. Let me say something within the question also. Now, when athletes or when somebody can run, okay, or can do good athletic performance, that don't say, up to the mark. They need the proper training. What kind of training they had gotten? You see?
Yep.
You really need to have proper training, and you need to have the time to get proper training when you go in on the international, scene. You see what I'm saying? You got to be ready for that. Not because you sound good or you look good in the Bahamas. You got to get there and do the work or get the work done. And so what we need the proper trainers to train our youngsters.
Yeah, I noticed that if you look at certain nations pre-Olympics, they have their Olympic villages opened up and it's training. And they got all the athletes in and they're training before they go to the Olympics. Unfortunately, our athletes, I guess due to budgetary constraints, I don't know, we'll have to find out. They come in based off what they've been doing, wherever program they're in, whatever college level they're running at, whatever pro level. They come in and right, we need to fine tune.
And you're not ready.
I think no problem, Brayman. Good stuff. Don't bust no go and have a good weekend. Publicity, and back and forth and over the selection and who's going and who should be going and who's staying. I think that little bit of negativity, I think that was a detractor as well. I really do. Naughty, they need proper leadership and better decision maker. It's clear. Decision makers, it's clear. Naughty, tell the BAAAs and the Olympic Committee to take politics out of track and field. Amen, amen, amen. They need to take politics out of all sports in this country. Let's get back to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Yeah, Naughty by nature.
Not because they hate you. What's going on, GNN?
Well, Naughty, I agree with you. I also agree with Brayman. I said to the Olympic Committee last year, instead of just scrapping them athletes together when one event coming around, our athletes need a training facility where they all can go, a school or something, where they could get the chemistry together It made no sense in you bringing Naughty from America and I over here, and me and Naughty he had time to train to get that chemistry going. And you're correct. It's not really, to me, about the athletes, It's more about the officials who want to go here and go there and go there. They ain't checking for athletes.
Listen, because listen, you know, to me, I was saying it before. It gave me the real suspicion, feeling and suspicion that there was going to be some family, friends, lovers, homies, and cronies going on this trip. Because they could have easily added Miss Adderley as the number 5th qualifier and let her have the experience. You know what I mean? But the demotion and addition and this and that, neither of the girls ran. But I bet you if you look at that itinerary list who went, the lovers, homies, cronies, and friends who supposed to go, none of them stayed home. And that's on our dime.
Question. Our 4x mixed relay was supposed to be, we won the first event in that event, right?
Pardon?
Yeah. Last year
we were one of the top squads. I think we might have won gold at one of the world championships and so on and so forth. But we have been successful in that event. Yes.
Yeah, Naughty. I agree with all you and your callers that it's more about the staff contingent than about the athletes. And we need a sports academy, and we need the chemistry to win. Thanks for taking
Correct.
the call.
I appreciate your contributions as always. Have a good weekend. Listen, you got great coaches in the United States coaching at great universities, all right? And you need to tap into them now and see how well they're doing, all right? All right, I give you a big-time track and field coach we need to recruit and bring back for Olympics and these world championships on expertise alone, on knowledge alone. Rolando Green. Y'all remember Rolando Green? Correct. He's been at Arkansas University, all right, on to Purdue, and now at the University of Kentucky. And he's directly responsible for Devin Charlton being where she's at. And look at those programs. Arkansas, Purdue, Kentucky, all major programs, all major track and field schools in their respective conferences. He's qualified enough to coach there and elevate. But he can't come home and coach an Olympic team, and I'm sure there's other coaches in the States as well doing it. We can't pool them together and get the best of what we got abroad with the best of what we got here to put the best team forward. It makes one scratch one head with all the potential we have. Naughty, Bahamians like free trips, period. You ain't gonna win that one. Oh, God. Naughty, there was never a chance without Shawnee and Stevie. We know that they were not going to run. There is no money in the release, so Stevie has to focus on his individual race. Shawnee is injured, so what did she go for? Well, both actually. Stevie has to focus on his race for contractual obligations, and Shawnee as well, too, because she qualified via the world rankings. So if I'm not mistaken, she's going to run in the 4 as well, too. So obviously they got to rest, and they got to be there. But shouldn't we have put out the absolute top-notch team we could have outside of them in order to qualify? Don't you want to go there and after all this hullabaloo, at least qualify? So you got some sort of defense to your decision? Naughty, I know you're not in sports, but some persons qualified to go, but I feel that some win as favorites or Curry favorites. Training is a must. You have 4 years to the next Olympics. Let's get training now. I agree. Naughty, we need better decision makers like your text that said heads must roll over this one. Wow. Listen, I don't mind if we go and we get beat, as long as we put the best foot forward, the best team forward, the best competitive team we had, the most competitive team we had in that event, then go ahead and do it. But if there was a ton of back and forth and finger pointing, and that's already distraction. And it seems like a marsh. Where was our training pre-Olympics? We had qualifiers. But did we circle the wagons and huddle the masses, huddle the team and get them together and get them prepped? There was some training? Did we do it? What did we do? Naughty, unfortunately, you're talking about foreign coaches. all of them have it better in the States than here. Why would they leave what they have over here for all of this was going on here? My God. My God. Boy, I tell you. But that's one of the things that just jump out and make one scratch one's head. You know another thing. Listen. Norbert Elliott is another great coach in the States as well, too. Yes. Listen. Another thing that made me scratch my head. And I can talk about this, but I try, Mr. Producer, if you see me start foaming or looking like I having a moment, go to break and get me some water, because I about to talk about my BPL bill. Okay? That had me like foaming and almost farting the other day when I got that at the same time. How it could almost quadruple. How? And, you know, I got, like Mr. Alden Allen says, the precious pearls. I got some precious pearls reaching out to me telling me, Naughty, my electricity bill was normally only X amount a month, 120, 130 a month. I just got a bill for $800. Money, I just got a bill for $1,200 from 200 and something. But weren't we promised lower bills? I know we heard some foolishness about free electricity. I know that'll never happen. But weren't we promised lower bills from that time? Now I'm hoping the new direction we go in can have a 50% cut the bills in half over 2 years, in the next 2 years. And I hope that'll be the end of load shedding too. But at the end of the day, you can't quadruple people's bill and be load shedding and be cutting people. How people can live? I tell you, when I got that bill the other day, I had to sit down and drink a cold iced tea. Extra ice. Man. I couldn't even twist no lemon in my hand. I was shaking too much looking at the bill. I tell you, I had a moment. I almost had a little mini nervous breakdown. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Hi, you Naughty.
Hey, what's happening?
Right here, man. When you speak BPL, I shivered.
Man, listen, sorry for painful memories, man. I hate to do it, but you know, misery like company, so you know.
I get billed this month too, so I feel Grammy pain.
One of them blimpies say, one of them huge ones say.
You know, but remember now, I can't control these people for how many years now?
But I wish we wouldn't use the word can't. They don't.
Well, they're not allowed to. Let me say it like that.
Correct.
They're not allowed to.
That's what it seems.
People, and I guess they can put out there whatever they can put out there until they are ready to tone it down, or until they feel like they have, I guess, gained sufficient in order to tone it down. And I'm curious as to how the government is going to be able to afford to buy it back in, what they say, 25 years at market value. If they get this up the way it's supposed to be, you can imagine the market value price will be on that.
Okay. Boy, look here. I still got it burning in my mind, like opening that envelope and seeing the bill like almost 4 times as much as it was.
You know what? Peep through the corner of one eye first before you look wholly at it.
No. You ever used to watch Sanford and Son back in the day?
Yes.
You remember what Fred used to do with the bill? He had one drawer full of bill. He used to just throw the bill in the drawer and don't even look at it?
Yeah.
That's what I could do. I could throw it in there and don't look at it.
If he brings his attention, he say, what do you wait for me? I tell he coming now.
Elizabeth, this the big one. Hey, I almost had that moment the other day, boy. I tell you. That's how shocking it was. No pun intended.
I'm telling you.
But anyway, have a good weekend and get one Lasco. Don't rush in front of the Lasco or go old school. Get one and find yourself.
Man, listen, I have battery operated. I bought them for hurricane season, so I'll just turn them on.
Yeah, high tech, good stuff. And make sure you're prepped up for hurricane too, because we got the storm brewing. And you know how fast they change from tropical depression to a hurricane in a heartbeat.
I'm telling you, they love the Bahamas.
They used to love North Carolina back in the day. You remember they used to always come down on us and then switch to North Carolina, throw your hands up. I ain't wishing nothing bad on North Carolina, but hey, North Carolina, you need to stand up again.
I'm telling you.
Get them off us.
Not this one. This one looking at Eamon Street.
You look like you're coming downtown. Look like you want to go Bay Street into the cruise port. That's what it look like.
Look like, man. Look like.
Anyway, be safe, stock up, and we'll talk to you next week, man. Have a good weekend.
You too, Netta. You too.
All right. Let's get to the next call. Talking Heads. Talking Heads.
Hey, Naughty.
Hey, what's going on?
You remember when you were youngsters and learned to play cards, right?
Uh-huh.
You take the deck, and when you know what to do, you give just all the illustrations. You say, I'll give this one 5, I'll give him 6, I'll give him 9, stuff like that.
Right.
And you deal the card that way, right? And that's what's happening in the situation when it comes to BPL in the Bahamas, period. The people would have the authority to do what they want to do. That's what's happening. If you can see it, you know what I'm saying? Anyone can see what's happening and analyze. That's what's happening in our little country.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Brandon. Good stuff as always, man. All right. So let's get to the break. We can get to the break in a second. Because I guess, because we got Cuban Willie's numerology report coming up at the end, going into the news. So we can get to that. Let me get to these texts, man. Definitely got to get to these texts. Wow. Naughty, the BAAA and the Bahamas Olympic Association really botched up the mixed relays team. Shame on them. Naughty, from the time they canceled IRCA, you should know they wasn't into lowering any costs. All that means is that they was going to kill us with the bills. Boy, you see that? Naughty, I hope that was a Long Island iced tea. My fuel surcharge was double the usage. No comment. Wink, wink. Naughty, remember Brave told us the July bill for BPL would be less? Boy, I can't say what I want to say on that. I can't call what I want. I'll just say BS. That turned out to be BS. Or as Maury would say, the lie detector turned out to determine that was not true. I say a lie, just say it wasn't true. Don't ask me what's going on with BPL. Naughty, what's going on with BPL? I don't know. I wish I did know, but I think I do know, but I can't say. Naughty, why the government stop IRCA from governing the power company? That's smart of them to hike the bill and don't have nobody to regulate it. Boy, you see that? Hey, Naughty, pray for the people in the roots of the water and light situation is sad. Yes, indeed. We got Abaco with issues, Freeport with issues, now Eleuthera with issues. I tell you, boy, we got to get it together. All right, let's take that quick break. Flip side of the break, we'll be back to wrap up the first hour. And we got Cuban Willie's immigration report coming up, so keep all brought to you by the Island Game, so keep it right where you got it. Don't touch it. The Friday, August 2nd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Reliable and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Better piece to
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
We are bucket together when everybody out. Fried chicken, we are free, bucket for the crow. Share a bucket together, everybody go live. Crispy original when we're online. Bucket together under the new dance craze.
Hot KFC Summer Bucket Deal. 8 pieces of your favorite fried chicken and 4 buttery biscuits with options to add family fries, a 2-liter switcher, and 4 pineapple biscuits, starting at $20. KFC, it's finger licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Splash into summer with CIBC Caribbean. Experience a summer
summer wave like never before when you spend with your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. Lucky winners will receive prizes including a private boat charter, hotel day passes, staycations, dinners, and more. Each time you spend $200 or more, you'll automatically be entered for your chance to win. Apply today for your CIBC Caribbean Visa credit card. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.cibcfcib.com/splash into summer BAH. Promotion.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan. Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan. Dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan. Island Game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan. From the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
Wait, you know what's going down tomorrow?
Nobody, what happening?
Joe bringing these knives to school. He could do Junior in.
For what?
Wait, he fooled with Joe girl.
Mother sick. And you know Junior don't back down for nothing. So that means you got a big fight tomorrow.
So whose side you on?
Side? I trying to stay in school, not Simpson Pen. We gotta tell somebody about this fight.
Tell somebody? I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know.
Wait, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight.
Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, how many boys coming for me next?
Alright, so we definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight.
What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch.
We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you.
So how did I avoid?
All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you.
Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me?
Directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then you can get the pen from them, and they can claim a reward later using that same pen.
Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you're saying.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau, or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
Loss of family members is very isolating, and people who have experienced loss appreciate when others have shared their grief. If you can't be there in person, go to the Nassau Guardian's website online at thenassauguardian.com and visit our obituary link. The Nassau Guardian's interactive obituary link allows you to read the funeral announcement, express condolences, or place photos on the online guest book for 1 full year. Losing a loved one is painful, but that pain isn't the worst thing to happen. Friends, loved ones, colleagues, and neighbors who ignore the loss compound the pain. Should the bereaved family wish to place the obituary and photos on our obituary site, just contact the Guardian's Funeral Industry Partners or the Nassau Guardian. Remember, there isn't one magic right thing to say to someone experiencing loss that will make the loss less painful or easier to bear. The Nassau Guardian's obituary link of nassauguardian.com.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, only on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Well, we're back at you on the Friday, August 2nd. Let's go to the phone lines. And, Naughty, my fuel surcharge was double the usage. I heard a previous text say my fuel surcharge was, their fuel surcharge was double their usage. Mine was also. Naughty, I still waiting for that free BPL that was promised. You weren't hearing things. That was said. Yeah, but we know that. We know as soon as that was said, you got to call it BS or not. That ain't gonna never happen. That's bad for business. Naughty, my light got turned off, so I went to pay the bill right away. As I was waiting to present the receipt to the lady, the person ahead of me asked if she was Mrs. X. She said yes, so he gave her boss phone and said, "This is Mr. Y." She spoke on the phone for 1 minute, then gave it back to him. Then he replied, Now, that's the 5 different places. What you think happened there? All right, Tex, I'm thinking somebody, had the lunch hookup or the homeboy, homegirl hookup. I'm thinking you was excited when you texted that because it was all run into one, so it was hard to read, but I appreciate your text nonetheless. Naughty, get ready for the biggest cover-up in that police probe. They're hoping the issue. Also, when does the Freeport Hotel sale come into a head now? When does the Freeport sale come in? Now, Sandals is another issue on top of all of that. Boy, it's going on 6 weeks now for the announcement. 3 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, the Prime Minister said in 3 weeks, that have an announcement. Now we're going on 3 weeks since that deadline or that date to still have nothing. So like that old song saying, nothing from nothing, leave what? Nothing. You remember when Eddie Murphy sang that in Delirious talking about his dad? Eddie, it's my house, Eddie. I pay the bills here. Eddie, it's my house. If you don't like it, you can leave. If mama don't like it, you leave. You got nothing for nothing. Leave nothing. I pay the bills. I went home to watch that tonight, Let's go back to the phone line. Talking Heads. Talking Heads.
Hey, Naughty, G ain't at it again. 1 second. Naughty, when last you been to the food store?
Oh, I was there yesterday.
Naughty, you know something? And the payment people...
I ain't gonna call no name, but I almost had to have an iced tea when I got the bill from them, too.
Naughty, my son gone to the store, right? And the security man, he wasn't watching. My son take the things with the cash and gave the 2 things, put in the pocket to walk out. The security hold up my son, asked my son what the hell that is. Naughty.
So do you have a receipt?
He had the receipt.
And the story, there's my receipt, I paid for it, let me go.
Yeah, but I talking about the embarrassment and humiliation it could cause.
Yes, man.
Didn't when Menace gone to save the boys their money from buying them plastic bags? Why Menace them didn't introduce brown paper bag or some type of paper bag back to the thing?
Because Menace was too busy locking up the coconut vendors.
You got to be walking on the shop with all kinds of things in your hand, dropping or pushing in your pocket, look like teeth, like a lower quality or box. You got to get a box from in the back and stuff like that. And another pet.
Or you can purchase the bags they have for sale, the multi-use bags they have for sale. But you know
that's the way. That's what Menace do to make you boys make money. Those bags, those plastic bags or whatever type of bags we used to get was already paid for. Those was tacked on prices. Them things was free. You understand? Minister turning that around to save their boys money, and now they charging us for the little see-through plastic bag, must be 30 cents or 25 cents. But another piece I have, because I know how the call is coming in. When last you buy something from out, or food from out, and hold the plate on one end, and the damn food, the food drop because the plate break in half. The paper plate.
Yeah. I noticed some takeout food been extra soggy lately because of the takeout containers.
And the straw, the paper straw.
Oh yeah, you pop a blood vessel using the straw nowadays.
I did. See, we smart. Minister gone Bahamas. You all need to at least get some more sturdy plates. We don't have to get the styrofoam plates, but they have some harder plastic plates. You all let the Chinese.
But you notice, you talking about Minister dropping the ball. A New Day could have changed this if they came into. You know what I mean? Proper styrofoam.
That's it. So you two sides of the same coin, eh?
There you go. All right, my brother. Have a good weekend, man, and don't spill no plate. Yeah. I tell you, boy, there's a lot going on. Anyway, let's get to Cuban Willie's immigration report, and we'll get straight into the news. And, of course, on the flip side of the news, we're into the 5 o'clock. We'll be talking sports. Keep it right where you got it. The Friday, August 2nd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Feeling lucky? Here's Cuban Willie's numerology report. Brought to you by the Island Game.
It's Friday, baby. The weekend. That's what I'm talking about. It's me, Cuban Willie, one more time with your numerology report. Brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. Today is Friday. I have this for you. The 3-0 today is 227. 227. And the 4-ball today, 9449. 9449. Same way, front to back, back to front. That's your double whammy slammy. Play them in the Island Game and win today. Stay winning, my friends.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Janae's Uniform Center, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
We're back at you on the Friday, August 2nd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. Purdy gonna chime in short order. We're looking for Purdy. I'm sure he'll zoom in. And of course, you know, we're into the 5 o'clock hour. We're talking sports. Lots to talk about, boy. Lots to talk about. And I tell you, sometimes you boy, you hit the wrong button on your phone and you end up giving yourself dictation. It's Purdy zooming, and everything I just said over the last 30 seconds gone to Purdy. That's a long text, Purdy. That's not my fault. That's technology, my brother. But look out for Purdy. He should be zooming in a second. While we wait on Purdy, though, let me do what I always do to set off the sports hour. Today in sports history, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. And it's all about happy hour at Naughty Johnny's. Well, with the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza, happy hour 5 to 7 p.m. Great cocktail specials, great food specials. All right, be sure to check them out. And don't forget, Saturday and Sunday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner at Naughty Johnny's. Breakfast starting at 9 a.m. That's stew fish, that's stew kong, that's sauce off the chain. Boiled fish too. Be sure to check them out, all right? Breakfast starting at 9 a.m. Give them a call, see what they got going on. 377-7776. Well, worth the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza every time with Naughty Johnny's. All right, on this day in sports history, August 2nd, 1921, 8 White Sox players were acquitted of throwing the 1919 World Series. 1938, bright yellow baseballs were used in a Major League Baseball game between the Brooklyn Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. It was hoped that the balls would be easier to see. In 1992, Jackie Joyner took the gold medal in the heptathlon for a second consecutive time. 2012, Michael Phelps won his 16th gold medal when he won the 200-meter individual medley event in 3 consecutive Olympics. Sports quote of the day, luck is the residue of design. Branch Rickey, former owner of the Brooklyn Dodgers baseball team. And that's a wrap on Today in Sports History, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Now let's get into the local scene, all brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. And listen, man, it's all about Burger King Nassau. Be sure to check them out on that Independence Whopper. Be sure to check them out on the Independence Croissant Sandwich. Oh, my goodness. They off the chain. And they got great specials going on, too. All right? And every Wednesday, Whopper Wednesday. Get you a Whopper combo from your favorite Burger King Nassau. Nothing like a Whopper on Wednesday. We got Pearly zoomed in yet? Well, you know, that just amazed me with Pearly, you know. Pearly's hitting me up and talk about zoom. I waiting on you. Zoom in. Let me tell him Pearly to zoom in. And Pearly ain't zooming in. Or if Pearly zoomed in, Pearly now on, whatchamacallit? On mute. Because, you know, Pearly will mute himself. Pearly will mute himself. I'll be waiting for Pearly to zoom right now. Keep an eye on Mr. Producer. Pearly should be zooming in. He may be zoomed in just on mute. But keep an eye out. He should pop in a second. But yeah. Oh, hold on, Pearly. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. We so high-tech here now. I got to make sure Pearly's straight. Yeah. All right. 1 second, Pearly. We can get you sorted, Pearly. It's all good. Pearly, listen. Give him a second and look out for him, Mr. Producer. He should be trying to chime in. All right? Local sports scene. Otabor thrilled to be an Olympian. She'll throw in the women's javelin on Wednesday. Great story on her performance and her potential by Sheldon Longley in today's Guardian. Archer optimistic heading into track portion of Olympics. BAAA President Tramiko Archer said he's optimistic about the track portion of the Paris Olympic Games for the Bahamas. The Bahamian track and field athletes will begin competition today. You optimistic about an 8th place finish in that heat, Mr. Archer? And you know, he was part of the back and forth pertaining to that particular event prior to, so.
They ain't make it. They ain't make it to the next round. So
and you see how Purdy's do it, Mr. Producer? He's just come right in. He don't wait for no introduction, and then he's just, you know.
You know something? The last time I waited for you to introduce me, you tell me, oh, why do you come in like you normally come in? Now I come in like I normally come in, and I wait for introduction.
But the last time was my fault because I was so overwhelmed. I was so, I wanted you to wait for your introduction the last time. And then, you know, I know how you normally go, so I figured you'd just come stomping on in. But then you waited.
In future, do you want me to wait for an introduction or just stomp on in?
You're a person who needs no introduction, but I would like to give you one anyway.
Okay, I'll wait for the introduction. I just go like, and then they introduce.
There you go. But make sure you go, so we know it's a cough and not a. I'm going to make sure that's not on radio.
You're not in Jokers.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, Purdy, we got lots to talk about, man. I mean, this whole thing, you can't tell me the bad taste in people's mouths prior to the Olympics concerning this event did not have an effect on those athletes and the performance.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. But you have to also look at it too. You know, whoever ran the race, we can't blame the president. Or the president of either the Bahamas Olympics Association or whatever we call it, and the B3As, because the track coach, the Olympic team coach, decides who runs the race. So that is always resting, if that's an issue, is all resting on that coach. Outside of that, I don't know if that...
But isn't that said coach a representative, an appointed representative of the BAAAs or the Olympic Committee?
Yes, but they also...
So they all tied into it?
Yeah, but they still the coach, and they have the final say that who runs. They don't necessarily have the say in who goes.
Well, is it safe to say that this has been a debacle prior?
It has been. Yes, you're correct. My whole point on the point about it is I don't want to put the weight on the athletes, because I think they really are the victims in this, or the innocent bystanders, which either way we want to describe it. I don't know if this weighed in on them. I think they were in good spirits. They had a wonderful time at the opening ceremonies, even though we were in sweatshirts. And we'll talk about what they had to wear a different day or a different time. But I think that they were in good spirits. So I think that was out of their mind. I'm hoping that would have been out of their minds, and that they didn't have a good day on the track.
A lot of questions to be asked, though.
Yeah, I'm sure, and I hope the media, Bahamian media up there are following, representing Marcellus and our own Sheldon Longley and others would ask those questions, so that we have a clearer picture. Because if you go on Facebook, my brother, oh my goodness.
Boy, listen here, let me tell you something, Brady. They coming after you right now. Text it and chime in. Man, no, tell Brady stop, man. He always taking up for something, man. Always taking up.
I have to bring both perspectives to it, so that we can look at it. Then we could properly criticize. But I would
Purdy looks at it objectively, and then then pretty much when we finish talking, we decide what it is.
Then before I put the hammer down, I want to get some more information. I really want to know, why they decided to run who they ran, and what happened.
Text to chime in, Naughty. I wasn't even sure if we could win with Shawnee and Stevie. I kept asking how did our times match the other A teams, but no one answered. But with Shawnee injured, I knew if she didn't run, there wasn't no chance. This morning when Sheldon said neither Shawnee nor Stevie would run, I said, well, that's it. Yeah, well, obviously they have the individual 400s to run, Stevie and Shawnee, because I think Shawnee qualified for the 400 via the world rankings, correct, Pearly?
Yes.
So,
and you think about it, they may not, both coming off injuries, Shawnee more recently, they may make a decision that that's too grueling to run the mixed relay as well as to run the different rounds, because I think you got to run but 3 or 4 rounds. Definitely 2 rounds in the mixed relays.
Correct.
3 rounds. You run
3, because the
and
next round, if they qualified, would have been the semi, and then it would have been the final.
So that's 3 races there. And then you come in the open 400s, you're going to run down. So you may run a minimum of 3 races there.
You don't need to risk injury with either of them. Shawnee coming off an injury. Stephen is injury prone. I hate to say it. Knock on wood, it won't happen.
So over a few days period, that's 7 races, 6 to 7 races. Maybe their bodies can't handle it, and the decision is made. Listen, let's go with this three-peat in the 400 as opposed to trying to win a medal in the mixed relays. The chances of her getting a medal and or a gold medal, for that matter, is better than the mixed relays chances we're getting a total medal. So,
There you go. Let's get to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Yeah, brothers. What's going on?
What's going on, Muff?
At least the media make it look good. They say they come 8. 8 or the 8 runners. They ain't say they come last.
They come 8th in the heat. That's last in the heat.
Good. Yeah. But, hey, Pearls, they done some good action last night until the lightning strikes come down. Yeah, man, it's so good to know that football is back on the big screen. Now,
you know what I like about it?
Texan
I like the new kickoff rule.
At least we get 2.5 quarters until the lightning strike. Hey,
yeah, man.
Johnson was yucking on some crazy passes, right?
But I like the new kickoff rule. I really like the new kickoff rule. I think that's going to be good for football.
Oh, yeah, that's a big thing, too. But you see that?
Yeah, I love it.
You can't move and tell the man touch the ball.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then you see, the thing about it is if you decide to do a kickback, you get it on the 30 as opposed to the 20 before or the 25 before. Now it's the 30. So it's in your best interest to kick it for the fellow to return it, because the average is about 27 yards, so you probably end up around the 25. So it's going to bring a little more excitement. But
Devin say he don't like it, though. Devin Hester, he ain't like it.
Oh, man,
Devin Hester. I was going to say that because he had to do it the hard way. Could you imagine what Devin Hester could have done with this rule?
Right, that's what he say.
Yeah.
That's what he say. He said, you watch it first, though. He said, that's only the first game. He go, but apparently when the Dolphins playing their first preseason game.
Purdy might be on mute.
You know, Naughty?
When's the Dolphins' first preseason game, Purdy?
I think it's next week. Let me double check. I'll get back to you in 2 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Well, you know what I liked? You know what I liked last night?
And 4 string players, they still look good.
No, but listen, you know what I liked about to the Island Game Sportsbook? Took the game, I said, all right, give me Chicago plus the points, because it's preseason, and over the 32. And bada bing, bada boom, look at us today. Hey, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah.
I just want to see if my football powers were still intact.
We got the Falcons next Friday at 7 o'clock.
Okay, sound good. Yeah.
But one thing you don't have to worry about, Muff, from now until February, there will always be football on TV every week.
Exactly. That's why I'm so excited. I can't wait to see Chicago quarterback play, too.
I just want to see what color nails he coming out with.
Yeah.
Let me give you.
Let me let someone else get back in. All right, brother. You all have a safe holiday.
You too, Muff. Enjoy yours to the fullest, brother.
Let me give you how good it is for football. You can watch football Sunday from 1 o'clock till midnight. You can watch Monday Night Football.
Beautiful.
If you really want to fix, you can flip over to NFL Network and get your little fix, because they replay the games from there. You could watch college football on Wednesday. You could watch NFL football on Thursday. You could watch college football on Friday and Saturday, and then right back to Sunday. So you could watch football just about every single day for the next 4 September, October, November, December, January, 5 months.
Yeah, man, that's such a good thing, man, Purdy. Such a good thing.
Isn't that? I tell somebody, they say you.
In the words of Tony Bruno, one of my favorite sportscasters ever, beautiful, man, beautiful. Yes, sir.
So it's I could watch a football game and then switch over to the Dodgers game at 10:30, 11 o'clock and still get my good football and baseball fix. Oh, my goodness. Isn't life wonderful?
Life is wonderful. Lots of football, babe.
Yeah.
Lots of football. Speaking of football, we got a good final 15 or so today with Colin Cowherd. And
did you listen?
And he's chiming in with, yeah, I heard Colin's take on that before, Purdy. That's the second time he's brought that up for clickbait. I look at Dallas record and I can say we could do what we do always. Either 12-5 or 11-6. One more again.
You believe so?
Yeah, man. And this kind of interest what Cowherd got today. He's talking about along with Albert Beer from the NFL Network, the Packers' expectations for their quarterback Jordan Love, the Lions, the momentum they've built over the last couple of years if they're ready to kick down the door, and what Harbaugh's really going to do with Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
That's some interesting takes right there.
Detroit is probably, oh boy, I'm impressed with the work.
Listen, Dan Campbell came in and had a mission a couple of years ago, and people thought he was crazy, but guess what? He know exactly what he's doing, Purdy.
And they're not just winning off.
And him playing, he's an old Parcells. He's an old Parcells disciple, man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you look at that, hey, you got to take a lot of things into consideration there. He's going to do some crazy things. Look at the gamble he took against the Cowboys. It backfired, but if that worked, they would have won the game.
And to be very honest with you, I think the NFC is wide open. There's no clear cut city like the AFC got a Kansas City or Baltimore. Or Baltimore, but they don't have that in the NFC. Dallas could be there, Philadelphia could be there, Green Bay can be there, Detroit can be there, San Francisco could be there. That's closest to, I wouldn't call them a clear cut, but that's closest to a favorite if you want to look at one for the NFC. That you would come.
Who?
The 49ers.
No, Purdy. Not the 49ers.
Quiet a minute, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I didn't say favorite. I'm not saying favorite. I said that's the closest that you can come to a not a clear cut, but a favorite. I should say, really. I did say favorite. Not a clear cut, but a favorite. That's the closest you can come.
I can't say that, and I can't put no stock in them because they've had multiple All-Pros, multiple players, with postseason honors over the last 3-4 years, and where have they really gotten? Last year was the closest they got, being last to lose and being second in the Super Bowl. Prior to that, they let everybody down in the playoffs, one way or another.
Hold on, you're missing my whole point. I didn't say they're going to win the Super Bowl. I say as to maybe who can come out of the NFC, or who can at least be in the running for that.
Yeah, well, if you're going to say that, then you got to also say the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Packers.
Obviously, I did say Dallas could come out of there, Philadelphia could come out there, Green Bay could come out there.
That's fine, yeah. No, there's a lot. I agree with you now. There is no juggernaut over there like you all have in the AFC with Kansas City.
I think the team that's healthiest at the end of the season would be the team that will represent the NFC by far. I think that's going on? The healthiest team.
What's going on with that offensive line of yours, Purdy? Every day I look up, y'all got another issue with your O-line.
Well, we're going to have to make a move soon. And I think it was deliberate of the coaching staff to allow them to come together for our first week so we can see where we are and make decisions on what moves have to make. All right?
Y'all have to do something because with a team so heavily predicated on the running game and having such a strong running game that you have.
Yeah, but we made these same kind of comments with the team last year and the offensive line performed quite well.
No, Purdy. Me and you went back and forth over Connor Williams. Connor Williams shut me up. He had a good year, but I'm just saying, then he got hurt. But it was always about Connor. I'm talking about this year, you got 3 or 4 pieces on there injured. 2 starters and 2 key backups that are injured, and maybe a third starter now with a nagging injury.
You'd rather have them now than have them later.
That's true. But some of these things you get in training camp, you can't get out of. They nag you all year.
Yeah, so but get some of these nagging injuries like OJ McDuffie. What not? I going to say OJ McDuffie. Beckham. He has 1 or 2 little things. Not anything to stop him from playing, but they rather rest him up now. Don't let him participate in practice or put him on the pup so he can get rested. So when he does come out, he's pretty healthy. But sometimes you got to do things like that. Sometimes you rest them to see, and you're not going to see a lot of first stringers. O-line ones. Playing much over the next few weeks anyway, so I don't look at it as that a big deal. Not yet.
All right, let's get to this break, Pearly. Flip side of the break. We'll come back. We'll deal with a couple of texts. We'll talk about Jazz back home in the Bronx now. Yankees debut tonight in New York. We got the Dodgers playing baseball. We got some, y'all got pitching on top of pitching. I don't like y'all,
But we ain't quite there yet. We get too many injuries. We have too many. We got to get. I seen not injury, but Freddie's not hurt. But Freddie's son has this rare disease. He's been in.
Correct.
3-year-old son.
Yeah, listen to me.
So we miss him though. Ooh.
Fully healthy and fully loaded. Y'all gonna be a tough out in the playoffs, but
we will be. And somebody said today it mightn't be a bad idea. The Dodgers do the wild card. That's why they don't have to stop playing and momentum keep going.
That's very true. That is very, very true, Pearly. Very true. Because when y'all get there and coasting with all these games to spare, you see what's happening.
Yep, exactly.
You might be onto something with that. You may be onto something with that.
You sitting down for more than a week. You ain't playing baseball.
And especially with all the arms that you guys have to offer, y'all could go small ball big time in the playoffs and win games like 3-1, 2-0, and like ugly baseball. But it is what it is. When you got pitching, you got pitching. You win, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Whether you win 3-1, 1-0, or 14-4, a win is a win.
But the good thing about it is Mookie is swinging the bat right now. Muncy got some good information. Gatterall is looking pretty good. So Joe Kelly's back. Trainer back. Brazier will be back soon. So I'm looking for having a second spring training in September. But your spring training for playoffs for October, and I think that's what you're going to see happening. So you could probably see the Dodgers regroup and come out blasting like they did in April, just tearing the cover off the ball. Now, speaking of hitting and tearing the cover off the ball, Jazz Chisholm doing that, but we'll talk about that and the Yankees on the flip side of the break. I'm happy for I'm mad he's not with the Dodgers, but I'm happy that he's doing well, and I'm happy that he's actually in a Yankee uniform. If it's not a Dodger uniform, a Yankee uniform is great. I'm surprised you didn't bite your tongue saying that. Thank you on behalf of Yankee. I got a cup right as soon as I spit all this blood. Well, if that's the case, then eat your Dodger heart out. Let's go to the break.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
We go everywhere. Shop early at Janae's Chesapeake Road annual back-to-school sale going on now. Get up to 20% off on all school items in stock. Yes, all school items in stock. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts, and a variety of colors and school monograms. Shop early and don't miss out at Janae's Uniform Center Chesapeake Road's annual back-to-school sale going on now. Remember, we go everywhere. Beat the rush and save, save, save at Janae's annual sale now.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning in no cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
You're listening to Talkin' Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Well, we're back at you on the Friday, August 2nd edition of Talkin' Heads. Your boy Naughty along with Purdy and your company right up until 6 p.m. And we got to get into the picks, man. And Purdy, before we get into the picks, I just want to break it down. Remind everybody that the Island Game has something awesome going on as far as football season. You know, you could check out my picks video every Thursday that I drop, brought to you by the Island Game. All right. As you know, I was number 2 in all the land. Only Brent Dean got me, but I promise you, I will hunt his 49 backside down this year. I could beat him bad this year.
So I ain't getting out to this. You're scared of me. Okay.
You are being added to that. I was about to tell you, you have to step up to the plate. Now you're about to be added. So don't bring no embarrassment to the show.
Now, let me send you a little better picture than you are right now to use, okay?
Huh?
Let me send you a little better picture. If you're using a picture, let me send you a little better picture.
No, that picture like 3 years old, man. All right?
Yeah. I'll do something for you. Again at the barber this weekend.
You go get cleaned up and we'll wake it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure your better half take you and get you cleaned up. Let her clean you up, and then we'll know you proper.
I will do that.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's get to the text lines. Hey, Naughty, it's real nice to hear your voice. Enjoy hearing you again. Is better than that deep fat fryer guy always talking about his team and the pitcher who they stole from Detroit from the Yankees. But guess what? When it comes down to the end, they could be right by the deep fat fryer doing nothing while we watch Jazz in New York in the World Series.
Love you too, Jeff.
Wow, and just as you said that, another text come in. Naughty, do not ease up on that choking Dodger fan from Chippenham. He was pulling hard for Jazz to come to L.A. Lord, just hope Brave and crew stay out of New York, please. Oh, God. Say I hope Brave and New York stay out of New York. Oh, Jesus, God. Hey.
Lord have mercy.
You know, if you look up tonight, you might see him right there behind the dugout throwing at the pitch because he loves baseball. Don't sleep now.
He does love, on full, he does love baseball. He does love baseball.
He was quite a player back in the day, I understand, too.
So I heard, yeah.
All right, so let's check out. And this is what
So just for Jeff's edification, yes, I wanted Jazz as a Dodger. However, I did say, and Jeff, I'm going to reiterate this, I'm happy that he's actually in Yankee pinstripe. I said, if he's not a Dodger, his next move for his career, in my opinion, is where he's at, and he's going to do great there. That city is Jazz kind of city, and he's going to... as a marketing person, I could have a field day with him in New York. Oh, Cool Hand Jazz, all that jazz. Oh man, I could have a field day in New York with him.
All right,
they got some great jazz clubs in New York City. So I would say, but anyway, I digress.
We got a couple of things I got to tell you about, man.
Okay.
The Island Game, the Island Game doing big things.
Oh, man, I see it. No, listen. I'm excited.
I'm talking about the Survivor. Every week you got to pick a new team. So the key to it is, but you can enter as many times as you want.
So you have to, the $20 covers the whole season?
Correct. And we'll put out the deadline as to when you got to register by. And that it's $20 per entry for the season, but you can enter more times than once. And you gotta see, the key to Survivor is this. You gotta look at the chalk games. If Dallas is playing a weak Chicago team, I'm going to take Dallas to beat them because more than likely they're going to win. But now I can't pick Dallas next week. I got to look at Pittsburgh playing a weak team and say, okay, Pittsburgh got this chalk team. They should win. I can take Pittsburgh over Carolina. But now I can't pick Pittsburgh anymore. So what you do is when you enter, you look at the schedule and you try to determine who should beat who ahead of time because you can't pick the same team twice. And you don't want to pick to a point where you got like a Miami versus Buffalo kind of game in Buffalo in the cold, and you got to take Miami. That's not a good pick.
Yeah, you also got to look at, like, you don't want to pick some teams that like a Detroit that you may want to keep them to the end because they can run hard, or teams that you think are battling for a playoff spot who can be playing better football in December. And you try to get these little lame, not to disrespect, and get some of these little lame teams out the way right away. It can be hard for teams like for New Orleans to see who they can beat. So you look early, who you think New Orleans can beat early, and you grab them quick, or you watch them play 1 or 2 weeks, and you see who you think coming up.
You got it for them to beat. You onto something. So, don't talk it now. Don't talk it. You put another strategy. We got 14 games to pick. And in baseball tonight, Purdy and I going to hit you with them rapid fire. And remember, all you have to do is simply log on to theislandgame.com, check out the sports book, click on, look at all the ways to play, all the ways to win, all the features, get yourself, acclimated to it, because you can have a lot of fun playing and winning with the Island Game all football season long. And they always remind you to play responsibly. All right, Pearly, here we go. Real quick. Diamondbacks on the road against the Pirates. I like the Diamondbacks in this one.
I like the Pirates tonight. They throwing Ortiz pitching for them. I like the Pirates.
Yeah,
tonight.
but Diamondbacks got their big guy going tonight, man.
Who? A Fad? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still like Ortiz. I still like Ortiz pitching really well.
Royals on the road. Go ahead, no problem. Ortiz looking good. Royals on the road against the Tigers. Royals done won like 4 out of 5 or 5 in a row. Division game. I like the Royals to win tonight too.
Mm-hmm.
Brewers and the Nationals. I gotta go with the Brewers in this one. They're just the better team.
I like the Brewers.
In New York, from the Bronx, the Yankees and the Blue Jays. I like the Yankees over the Blue Jays tonight.
I like the Yankees tonight. You got Strom going tonight. Yeah, I like the Yankees tonight.
Orioles against the Guardians in Cleveland. I like the Cleveland Guardians with the upset.
I prefer the pitching matchup for Baltimore better tonight.
Not a problem. San Francisco Giants on the road against the Cincinnati Reds.
Snell pitching. I go with the Giants.
Got to go with the Giants.
My
Marlins on the road against the Braves. The Marlins have nobody. Go with the Braves.
Yeah, but the Braves so upsy downsy. But yeah, we go with the Braves.
Red Sox on the road against the Rangers. I got to go with the Rangers at home in this one.
Boy, that's a tough one. I like the Red Sox tonight.
White Sox on the road against Minnesota. I like Minnesota at home.
I like my home state, Minnesota.
Astros at home against the Rays. I like the Astros at home.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Angels at home against the Mets. I like the Mets on the road.
I like the Mets on the road. Even though Anderson pitching for the Angels, Anderson's record isn't as great. He's an 8-9 record, but Lordy, he's not giving up a lot of runs. So, but I still go with the Mets tonight.
Padres at home against the Rockies. I like the Padres in that one.
Against the Rockies, and but it doesn't really matter. This one actually could be a toss-up because both these pitchers not having a great season, but the Padres are a little hype right now. So, yeah, I go with the Padres.
Dodgers over the Athletics in Oakland. I like the Dodgers to get it done.
Gavin Stone going tonight, the rookies. Yeah, I like the Dodgers tonight.
And I like the Seattle Mariners at home over the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, you know what? I like some of the stuff the Mariners did. I like a lot of stuff the Mariners did. I like them tonight. Wu has looked good. I like Wu. I like the Mariners tonight. They're going to be a Chinese-filled season. Asian-filled stadium tonight.
There you go. Well, that's a wrap right there on Pixel, brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. And, of course, in true fashion tonight, Jazz Chisholm making his Yankees debut in New York. We only got to, we got to go to the break with the proper music, Purdy. Have a great weekend. We'll do it again next week. I'm sure you'll be in. Everybody will know next week when you're in. Probably Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's what it's looking like. So, have a good run. We'll talk soon. Appreciate you. And I can let Jay-Z and Alicia Keys take us to the break because it's all about New York, man. It's all about the Yankees. It's all about Jazz Chisholm number 13 in that Yankee uniform. Take me to the break, Mr. Producer. Colin Cowherd taking us home on the flip side of the break. Have a great weekend, Bahamas. We'll see you on Tuesday. Enjoy your holiday and be good. If you can't be good at it.
Home of that boy Biggie, now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my top, sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip a referee. Tell by my attitude that I most definitely from.
Gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's pension plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's pension plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's pension plan, Island Game, we got you. Percy's pension plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
Book it together, book it together. Hey, book it together, book it together. We are book it together when everybody out. Fried chicken, we a pre bucket for the crow. Share a bucket together, everybody go live. Crispy original when we online. Bucket together under the new dance craze.
Hot KFC Summer Bucket Deals. 8 pieces of your favorite fried chicken and 4 buttery biscuits with options to add family fries, a 2-liter switcher, and 4 pineapple biscuits. Starting at $20. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist. The place if you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go. Like you're supposed to be in a video. Wanna step out and look great? Then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
You're listening to Talkin' Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Albert Breer bouncing around to a half a dozen camps around the corner. He's already been to a dozen. He's in Detroit today. By the way, college football
Colin, one of your guys, Colin, before you start, one of your guys just reminded me that you left out an offensive coach there.
Ryan Day? Well, yeah.
He had a pretty good record his first 2 years.
Yeah, but Ryan Day didn't take over a mess. He took over a powerhouse.
That's true. That's true.
These guys had to rebuild. I mean, rebuilding is hard. It's probably easier at Ohio State, but it's hard. It is hard. You remember how bad Michigan was pre-Harbaugh. Half the stadium was empty.
Oh, yeah. No. It was not good.
So let's start with this. You're at the Lions. We got into this discussion yesterday. I said, I can think 2 things. I love him, but I worry about Dan Campbell in high-leverage situational coaching. He gets very emotional. Mm-hmm. But be that as it may, you've been there last couple of days. What do you make? What's the vibe?
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple things. Really, that team knows how to practice. And I was, at a practice today that lasted over 2 hours. It was very scrimmage heavy. And what struck me about it, Colin, as physical as they are, you would see hits out there where at almost any other camp, you'd be like, okay, that guy's going to bounce up and there's going to be a fight. And it didn't happen. And it's just like a certain efficiency and knowing how to practice. It's just a very business-like group that understands the expectations and what's in front of them. And then I think the other thing that definitely jumps out, one thing you'd have your radar up for here is that the expectations, the money, all of that has maybe gone to people's heads. Yeah. You always have your radar up in these situations where teams come up the way the Lions came up. And, you don't see that at all. Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff, all those guys are the same guys they were in 2021 when they were getting their brains beat in by everybody, So I just think it's a really good place right now. It's a really healthy place right now. And the roster is getting better and better. In fact, I would tell you this, one of the things that really stuck out to me is how much better they're going to be at corner. Yeah. Which has been one spot where they've had a little bit of a revolving door the last account. What Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw are going to be able to do as rookies. You don't find too many holes on this team. So should be another really, really good year in Detroit, in a year in which I think expectations are almost at an unprecedented level for the franchise.
Okay, a team that is supposed to be terrible. Vegas says 5 wins. I've been arguing with J-Mac is they're not great on the defensive side, though they have a great corner and a great safety and active linebackers. But I just think if Franklin pops as a rookie receiver with Mims, with Cortland, I like a couple of their spots on the O-line. They have 2 backs that are capable, Sean Payton. I think Bo Nix is going to start. I think he's a rookie. It's camp. You were there. What do you make of the vibe there?
So Sean Payton really likes his team. And I'm sure you've sort of gotten that vibe too, Colin. He really likes the group that he has. And they've offloaded a lot of talent over the last couple of years, and it's not just Russell Wilson being gone, it's guys like Bradley Chubb and Jerry Jeudy who are part of the core that they built under Vic Fangio like lots of big names are gone. But, you know, Sean really feels like this is a young, hungry group that is buying into what they're selling them. He feels like he's got a really good coaching staff, guys who are moving in the same direction. And, you know, I think they really feel like they've hit on the rookie class they have this year. Of course, that starts with Bo Nix. But, you know, when I talked to Sean, he compared it to the rookie classes he had in New Orleans in 2006 and 2017. And those are pretty historic rookie classes. So what does it add up to? Young, hungry, locked in, listening, and with, you know, good, young, rising talent. Well, in a difficult division, what that adds up to me, is maybe a little bit of a rough start, but a team that's ascending at the end of the year. So I'm not telling you they're going to be out of this year. There are going to be a lot of reasons to be excited about where the Broncos are going.
Okay, another team, I was high on them last year when people thought they were rebuilding. The Rams identified 2 years ago that Aaron Donald would probably leave. So they have spent 4 of their best picks the last 2 years on guys up front. Kobe Turner and Young were big hits. I think these guys could be as good or better. I was following somebody that was at camp a couple days ago, and they're like, oh, no. These Florida State guys they're ballers. I think they're going to be better than people think up front. Where are you on the Rams?
Colin, I think I may pick the Rams to go to the Super Bowl.
Thank you.
Like what I saw when I was at camp was as good as they've been, a different pace in their practices and a different, I would say, edge to how they're practicing, even from when they were really, really good a couple of years ago. This is a team that hasn't been as physical over the years. It's cost them against the Niners, and I think some of the things that Sean's done over the last 2 years have been to fix that, whether it's bringing in 2 assistant coaches, Nick Caley and Ryan Wendell from New England, bringing Mike LaFleur over, who had been, you know, in San Francisco before he went to the Jets. He's really injected more because of it. I think you saw that last year. And to me, what was so impressive about last year is they got a lot younger and they were carrying $75 million in dead cap, and they still somehow made the playoffs. And now they're going into this season, and you look at it, they got a full complement of draft picks going forward. They've got cap flexibility. I would not be surprised if this team gets off to a hot start and has a big swing in them. Now, I don't know where they take that swing. It's hard to predict who will be available trade-wise in October. Like, say, like the negotiation with Patrick Surtain doesn't go well, you know, over the next month. Do the Rams pick up the phone and offer a couple of first-round picks for someone like him? Like, that's the sort of thing I could see materialize, because I do think, like, that the Rams, with the flexibility that they have and the team that they have, could be in a position where, you know, we're looking at another type of big swing and another sort of go-for-it move from the group when we get, you know, closer to the trade deadline. So I'm real bullish on where the Rams are going into the fall.
So am I. Packers. So it's amazing. It's almost a college team. They're so young. I mean, they're so young across the board. But I'll tell you, last year, Albert, when I watched them, I really felt like it was Matt LaFleur's team. The way, and I was like, I didn't feel that with Aaron. Not a criticism, but I didn't feel that.
No.
The play calling was crisper. It felt like, I just felt like I was getting, I think Jordan Love feels a little more Favre than Aaron. He's a little more willing to let it rip sometimes, which I like. But you're at camp, what do you make of it?
So, like, what you're saying is very real. You know, Aaron is a lot like Peyton Manning in this way. Like, he doesn't want any motion or movement. Like, some of those quarterbacks would rather you break the huddle, you get to the line, and I'll be the one to move the guys around. I don't want that built into the offense. I want to be looking at the defense, and I want to be the conductor out there. And, you know, like, to his credit, Matt LaFleur adapted what he has learned and what he's done over the years in the Shanahan-McVay offense and, you know, made it work for Aaron. So in a lot of ways, when they went to Jordan Love, that was Matt going back to his roots where he could use the movement and the motion a little bit more. And so I think you're right. Like, he was more comfortable last year as a play caller running an offense that's closer to what he's always run. And, you know, the great thing about it is they've got an established defense. I think they made a really good hire in getting Jeff Hafley from Boston College. And they've got the big names on that side of the ball. Guys like Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark and Jair Alexander. what I love about where they are on offense is, like you said, like Matt LaFleur is running the offense as he sees fit, but also they've got a group of players that are growing up together now, right? Like, so Jordan Love, like a lot of the guys around him are his contemporary. Walker, he's a contemporary of Love. The receivers, all of them, Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed, those guys are all younger than Love. So this team has a chance to really grow up together. And I think that makes what we saw in the playoffs last year very real. So, you know, I don't know if they're going to be able to knock off the Lions in the NFC North, but I would say of the other three teams in that division, they are the top contender. And it wouldn't stun me if, you know, we get to the last couple of weeks of the season and those two teams are duking it out for the division title.
Listen, I'm watching Niners camp, and it's overflowing with people. In the Cowboys camp, there's empty stands everywhere. And there was a study recently from The Athletic where it's literally like 70% of Cowboy fans, 78% said, we're not winning a Super Bowl in the next decade or half decade. And I think there is sort of a malaise over the franchise. You were there. What did you feel and see?
Yeah, I think it's a tough spot for Mike McCarthy here. He's going into a contract year, and he's tried to instill a very business-like approach there. And I think he's relying, a lot on his staff and his locker room to manage, everything that's happening. CeeDee Lamb isn't there. They did bring up the point to me that Zach Martin missed a lot of camp last year and came back and played well. That's true, right? Now they're figuring out roles on offense without CD there, and then he's going to be injected back into it. So how does that look? His contract situation is out there. They also have made the change at defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn, who did a fantastic job there, is gone now. Mike Zimmer is in. And so just feels to me, Colin, like there's a lot to manage there, right? And I think being in the NFC East helps them a little bit. Like the Eagles are dealing with quite a bit of transition themselves. The Giants obviously have had some changes, over the last 6 months. And the Commanders are sort of starting from ground zero with Adam Peters and Dan Quinn. So I think being in the division protects them a little bit and gives them some time to work these things out that maybe they wouldn't have if they were in the NFC North or the NFC West. But certainly there is a lot to manage there. So are they going to be able to get back to that 12-win, level that they've been at the last 3 years again? I'm not sure.
Finally, the Herbert story, plantar fasciitis, not good. He'll be in a walking boot. But, I said this the other day. You know this. I said, if you go back to his Niner teams, they were never great at wide receiver. It was like Michael Crabtree. If you go to his Stanford teams, the weakness, they weren't great at wide receiver. Maybe Doug Baldwin, I think, may have been it. If you go to his Michigan teams last year, Colin Wilson was kind of it. So when I hear the Chargers aren't great at receiver, and I'm like, I couldn't tell you a thing. That's not his. He builds O-lines, aggressive, running back rooms. Mm-hmm. I think, J-Mac and I both think that it's kind of a favorable early schedule. I kind of think they could be an 11-win team. I don't think that's a hot take. Where are you on them?
I think Justin Herbert's going to have his best year. Because Jim Harbaugh has always gotten more out of his quarterbacks by asking less of them, right? And what I mean by that is they're in long yardage less. They're playing from behind less. The game is always managed very efficiently. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards are backs that fit what he wants to do, that know what's expected of them, having played for Greg Roman in Baltimore. That offensive line has a chance to be really good. They think the world of Joe Alt and the start that he's had. And I was up next to him a couple of days ago. That's a massive human being. So with their bookends now, Slater and Alt, they expect to be really good on the offensive line. I don't see why the Chargers should not at least contend for a playoff spot in a really difficult AFC this year. I think Jim Harbaugh is going to be able to build the sort of team that he has always had in short order. And that, to me, is the magic of Harbaugh, right? Like what you're talking about, all those things, Colin, like what other coach has got a style of play that has translated everywhere he went? What he did at Stanford looks like what he did at San Francisco, looks like what he did at Michigan. So why would we expect it not to look just like that with the Chargers? And again, if it looks like that with the Chargers, well, then the weight of the numbers, and he can just go play. And so instead of being in 2nd and 12, he's in 2nd and 5. Instead of being in 3rd and 8, he's going to be in 3rd and 1. Instead of playing from behind, he's going to be playing in close games or from ahead. I think they're going to get the best from Justin Herbert because of the way Jim Harbaugh manages his quarterback, which is a little bit different than other teams that have star quarterbacks. And I think Jim Harbaugh is going to be able to build the exact same sort of team that we've seen from him every place he's been.
You know, you go, I think I say August 3rd, so you're going to the Bears next. Were you surprised? I can't wait for your reports on that. Were you surprised Caleb didn't play a snap against Vanilla Schemes?
Yeah.
Hasn't played since November. Am I wrong on this, or were you surprised?
No, I wasn't surprised. Here's why. It's not about Caleb. And in those situations, it's not about, those situations, it's not always about just the quarterback. It's about who else is going to be out there with him, and these preseason games, all of them, Colin, there's different levels to them, right? So, when the starters are playing in the first quarter, say, they take care of each other, and I'm not saying they're not playing hard. Everybody's playing hard and trying to get ready for the season, but there is an element of accomplish the same thing here. And then you get into the second and third and fourth quarter, and as the starters start to come out, you have guys who are just trying to win roster spots. The whole context of the game changes. And so I think this was less about, not feeling like Caleb needed the reps, as who are we putting him out there with? If we're sequencing our other guys to get the starters ready to play in the second preseason game, and by the way, the Bears and the Texans are the only ones who got this extra preseason game.
Yeah.
Well, then we don't want to throw Caleb out there with a bunch of backups and guys on defense that are trying to make a roster. We need to protect him better than that. So I think in these situations, where you do see a quarterback sit, especially if it's a young quarterback, oftentimes it's not just about the quarterback. It's about what you're putting out there